Alright, so in an effort to do more varied content on the channel, I thought I'd take a stab at doing video reviews, or, toy video reviews, since hopefully Hasbro won't copyright claim those, since I am promoting their own product. But anyways, I thought I'd take a look at my favorite Transformer of 2020, Gigawatt, the Back to the Future Transformer. So yeah, here he is in his beautiful DeLorean vehicle mode. In case you didn't know, I am a huge Back to the Future fan. Huge fan. So he says out of time on his license plate. He has the Mr. Fusion. Nicely focusing. I'm glad I switched to the Pro video mode for this because it does do a nice job of autofocusing. Fortunately, no DMC logo on the front here. But yeah, that is the vehicle mode. Obviously, more based on the appearance from the second movie. But we can recreate the first movie by simply taking that off. And there is basically how he looks in the first movie. You can also, he also comes with his little lightning rod catcher thing. Mine is kind of bent because of the way it was packaged in the package. And you can just put that in that hole right there. Let me move the camera down here. There we go, that's better. Now I don't have to keep him held up all the time. But yes, this is where he would go along and he would catch the wire for the lightning and go back to the future. You can also do, if we take this off, and there it is. Almost lost the Mr. Fusion again. I have seen people complain that, oh, we're not in the camera. I was looking at the figure itself, not through the camera lens. I've seen people complain that they can't get this thing to stay on. It's because if you put it on this way, actually wait, is that right? Wait, that's actually right, okay. Maybe I have did I have the wrong way? I think I had the wrong way before. Yeah, okay. So if you see this little curved part, this is actually supposed to go towards the back. That's where this chunky bit at the back is supposed to be. You see these little tiny teeth that grip into the little, I don't know what they'd be on the sides. So this is slightly more secure. So if you have any trouble, this is actually how it appears in the movie and is more secure on the figure. But yeah, speaking of which, you can take the wheels here. These just fold in easily. These ones are on like a double hinge. So you want to do kind of the outer hinge. And that is basically, they are a little angled, but I think that is accurate to the movie. But yeah, there you can have him in his flying DeLorean mode. So he doesn't need roads. And I think the only other gimmick in vehicle mode is that you can take, and these are it's a little tricky to get them out because they are kind of pegged in. Let me try this side. There we go. That one loosened up. There we go. Okay. So you can take both doors here, and now he has the doors open. Just like in the movies and the real car, they open up the gull-wing door style. And yeah, so that is Gigawatt in vehicle mode. For comparison, I have his cousin, I guess you would say, even though this is the Siege version of Swindler. In G1, Swindler was an actual regular DeLorean, but obviously for Siege, he's more of a generic 80s car for whatever reason. But yeah, he can go with him and you have two DeLoreans, sort of. And obviously, this figure was based on the Siege Sideswipe mold. Unfortunately, I only have the G2 version, but you can see some of the similarities. I'll take his gun off there. Not as obvious in vehicle mode here. I mean, like, basically everything, and you guys can't see. I gotta learn to look at the video camera thing here. But underneath, if we look underneath, let's see, there we go. Okay, I can get him in shot. You can kind of see, like, the shoulders and the arms and the head and the way the legs transform. Basically, all the transformation stuff is the same. There's very little part reuse. I think, like, basically the crotch, and I think, yeah, the arms, the lower arms, but not the shoulders, even though they transform the same. And the part where the head attaches, I think that's all the same. Yeah, that's the same on each. Yeah, that's it. And unfortunately, I think they even, like, hinted at this when they were first revealed Siege. Unfortunately, the wheels on Sideswipe don't, like, fold up, even though I think they hinted at that. And again, I'm not looking, don't have this in center. I think they hinted at that when they first revealed Siege. They hinted that some characters will be able to fold up their tires like the DeLorean and like they do in the Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron games, but in the end they did not. So maybe that was something they were planning for this guy. So I'm going to get these two transformed, and then I'll be right back to transform Gigawatt. Okay, so we are back here, and I left the doors open because that is kind of the first step. You also have to take off the Mr. Fusion, and went a little sideways there. And you also have, if I can get him in the camera, he has this gun underneath here, which you can just take out. It's a very Optimus Prime ion rifle, I think that's what it's called, looking gun. Looks very much like Optimus Prime, especially like the back here. Whoop, and there we go. Just dropped the whole thing. Anyways, so there we go. We can see him here. So, first step, obviously open the doors. You can then, there's a few ways you can go at it. One thing I will do first, because you have here, there's these little bitty pieces here that you kind of have to get your fingernail in, and then you're going to rotate it all the way up onto the shoulder like that. Do not forget to do that, because you might break it. I want to say will break it because it has this pin here. They are not meant to come off. So make sure, if you want a focus camera, so I can see what I'm doing, you want to kind of get your fingernail in there, and then there's like these little grooves here, and there is this peg here, and you just want it to push all the way here, and it'll snap into place right there. So make sure you do that, and obviously do it the other way when you're coming back to vehicle mode. But then after that, you can basically take, oh wait, so don't forget to open these little panels here. Obviously you can force them open if you don't really care about your Gigawatt figure, but then yeah, you can unfold these, and then you see there's these vents here on his knees or whatever, but the feet are way back in here, and they can be difficult to get out. But like on Sideswipe, if you just push these in, just like that, it'll pop out the feet, which is a very neat feature. Then you just gotta push them all the way down, and the camera is really loving the focus on everything. And then what I kind of like to do is, yeah, they're okay here. I do kind of like them. That's not too bad. Let's see, because you can have them both ways. Yeah, let's keep them like that. So you can have them up like that, or you can have them in. And then back here, all we got to do is close up these little doors. He has like little flux capacitor designs on his legs here. Actually, these are, yeah, this is the these are the front of the legs, so the back doesn't really matter so much unless you. Okay, so if we do bend his knees, he will collapse them back in. So yeah, see, and that's about as funny. That's as far as he goes. I'll have to check that on Sideswipe when we get to him. So yeah, here he is in his car Gigawatt mode. There we go. His car Gigawatt mode. Okay, so yeah, spin him around, and then we take these arms out here, and we're not in. I gotta remember to look through the lens here, not. And we are a little out of. So I'm going to hoist the camera up. And there we go. Level it off a little bit. There we go. We should be okay there. Okay. So we unfold the arms here. Just straighten them out. Now this is a little annoying because we have to take this part here. Is this right? Yeah. So we take this part here and we gotta kind of try and gently pass it by his head there. It is hard to see because the lighting is not great. But his head does ever so graze the underside of this, which I'll talk about in a second. You also, don't forget to, you have to, just like when you're transforming him into flight mode, you have to do the first one, and then do, I did not like the sound of that. That was a bad click, I think. And then do this, and not camera in. There we go. Okay. So let's see if we can see on this one. So we do this first one here, and it's very dark. I really need like another light. Okay. And then you have to have the wheels on the inside here. And then you have to come around to the front here. And I think it goes, does it go this way? Which way does it go? I always forget. I'm always scared I'm going to break them. Okay, it does go this way. Oh, okay. So we go this way. We got to kind of angle it and then angle it back down. And that was not in camera. Okay, I'm going to try again. So we're coming from this way, and then you kind of push this down as you're pushing him down, and that's about as good as I'm going to get. And we're just going to even that out. Keep looking in the camera because got to make sure he's in the center, because the camera lens is way over here, even though the center of the, well, I'm using my phone. I keep saying camera, but it's my phone, is way over in the on the right. So I keep thinking this is the center over here, but really the center is way over here. But yeah, there we have Gigawatt. And oh wait, we can. There's these little. Can we see them? There we go. There's little tabs right here, and I gotta cut my fingernails. And we just push those arm bits into here. Gotta remember to look through the view window. And one of his tires went wonky. That is not what I wanted. Okay. Easy fix. There we go. Now stay that way. Peg you in. And then you should peg in. There we go. Nerve-wracking trying to transform this guy on camera. Because I try not to damage him because he's, again, my favorite Transformer of last year. Because I am such a huge Back to the Future fan. But yeah, there we go. We finally have him all transformed up. And I'm looking at the camera view again, not at the toy itself. So yeah, there he is. One annoying thing about him is that he his face is a little covered if you're looking at him straight on. If you're looking at him a little bit from above, it's not too bad. He also seems to be looking kind of down a little bit. I wish he had like more back head movement, but he does not. You can also take these wings and collapse them in a little bit if you don't like them sticking straight back. I do like them sticking straight back, so we're going to leave them sticking straight back. Now, for his accessories, and I'm going to move him back there. Yeah, there we go, so you can actually see him fully. Obviously, he has his rifle. He has his little Mr. Fusion thing. There we go. And his rifle. Obviously, there's nowhere to put his Mr. Fusion on him in this mode, is there? Can we put it up here? No. So there's nowhere to put it in robot mode. So you can either peg it onto here, onto the back of his rifle, and I drop it. And you can peg it into his hand, sort of, but just barely. You just gotta kind of put it in just a tiny bit. But because it just kind of collides with his wrist there. But I think the way most people do it, and is kind of the cooler way, and I think it goes, yeah, it only goes this way, because if I put it in view of the camera again, there's this little notch again that goes into this little kind of tab that sits in here. It won't really go in the other way. You can try, but it's better just to do it that way. And then, there we go, he's got his Mr. Fusion powered Optimus Prime style rifle. So that is one weapon, and then he obviously still has his hook thing, which, being a remold of a Siege toy, he still has ports on his arms here. He also has ports, I'm gonna remember to look at the screen, ports on his feet here, and yeah, that's about it. Will this fit on his back here? Yeah, it will. So, okay, so you can give him a tail if you wanted. You can give him a tail if that's how you want to store this piece, because normally it stores in. Again, look at the thing. It stores in that hole there. I do wish. Oh, I should have done this when I have him in vehicle mode. I think there might be a way, because if you watch the first Back to the Future movie, and maybe I'll put a clip of this in here, because I will definitely put clips of these in here. If you watch the first Back to the Future movie, when Marty is getting into position to go back to the future, you can see that he has the rod mounted on the side of the vehicle. It's just kind of like pegged in like here or something. Or maybe it's over here. But he has it pegged in on like, or just kind of resting on the side somehow. So I wish there was a way, if you didn't want it like sticking straight out of the flux capacitor hole or whatever, you could just have it sitting on the side. Which unfortunately they don't have a peg hole on the side here. But yeah, you can basically take his hook, you can either plug it into here. I mean, you can plug it into his fist, kind of underhanded, and then he has like a hook weapon, or you can plug it in right on his, if I can get him to stay. Let me plug it into you. There you go. You plug it in that way, or what I see a lot of people do is just plug it in to his shoulder, then it kind of stays out of the way like that. So yeah, there is Gigawatt in robot mode. He has all the articulation you would expect. Lots of shoulder movement, bicep, no wrist swivel, elbows. He has a head. I don't know. I did some toy reviews back in the day as a joke, but now that I'm trying to do one for serious, I can appreciate that these toy reviewers, have a lot more experience at this than me. So, oh, and he has waist swivel. So yeah, there. And I'm looking at the toy again in real life, not through the camera. So hopefully you guys caught some of that. And it's been going on for so long. Okay, so we're going to bring in Swindler here in robot mode. There he is. Oh, the main reason I wanted to bring him in. And we got to transform him back into his car mode. Even though I should have done the whole thing of him trying to get in, but oh well. Peg in, my dude. There we go. Okay. Maybe if we peg those in first and then these. Okay, that is a way easier way to do it than I was trying to do. Okay, so we have to... We're not going to peg his feet in because we're going to gun mode, which is basically the... is it this way? I'm not sure if it's this way. I think it's this way for his gun mode. I know technically you can combine with his friend. I forget what his name is. But yeah, okay. So the cool thing is that since he transforms in, and I'm not in the view of the camera again. So the cool thing is that since he's, there you go. Since he transforms into a gun, sort of, you can actually take him, and because Gigawatt is a siege figure, is he pegging in? He's not pegging in. Pegging in. Come on. Work with me here. Work with me. Oh, come on. You can peg him in if you'll accept him. Go in. He is your friend. There we go. Okay. So you can basically take Swindler, the other DeLorean transformer, who's not really a DeLorean anymore, and you can have a double DeLorean transformer. So yeah. There we go. Gigawatt with his pseudo DeLorean Target Master dude. And of course, just to complete it, here we have Sideswipe, and you cannot see him. Lower your weapon there. There we go. Maybe now we can get them both into... There we go. And Sideswipe will give you your rifle thing here. So yeah, you can see where the similar things are. You can see that if I look at the camera thing, the thigh pieces are the same. The crotch piece itself is the same. And yeah, like I said, the lower part of the arms are the same. And yeah, some of the internal stuff there you can see is the same. But yeah, other than that, very different. Even the window thing is different. But yeah, there we go. That is the comparison. We still have one more thing to do and talk about some of the details on Gigawatt here, mainly his chest. Well, his head kind of looks like Doc Brown's. And again, I'm looking at the figure, not through the camera lens. And we do... Okay, that's a little better. So if we do... Okay, that's worse. Focus. Okay, that's good enough. So, like I said, his head is kind of like Doc Brown. Kind of a Robo Doc Brown. But if you look, obviously he's got the flux capacitor detail here. And he's got these 3 dates here. And so obviously the first one here, October 26, 1985, that is the day that Marty went back to the future. You know, the whole thing with the Libyans, you know, first time we see the DeLorean, all that stuff. The second date here, if I can keep it in focus, October 21st, 2015, that is obviously the day that they go to what was the future, but it now is the past for us. So yeah, that's where he gets the hover car. That's where they have to get Jennifer out of the house. That's where old Biff steals the DeLorean. All that stuff. And then the final date here, if we can focus in on it, is November 12th. And here it seems to say 7:55, which I'm not sure, because I have heard people complaining that during the transformation of flipping this thing up, it has like rubbed off some of the numbers or whatever that were from his head. You know what I mean. They rubbed off some of the numbers here. His head rubbed the numbers off. Okay, that's how we want to say it. But I don't know, to me, it doesn't seem like it's rubbed off. It just seems to be like a 7. So I don't know if I got like a misprint, but in reality, this is supposed to be 1955. And if I bring over, let's see, what does it say here? No, nowhere on the package does it say, or does it give a good shot. But I'll insert a photo of what it's supposed to look like here. But yes, November 12th, 1955 is the day that they go back to. So that is the day that it's like where all 3 movies kind of happened. It's the day that like they have the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, the play Johnny Be Good, the lightning storm. It's the day that they come back to in the second movie, where he has to get the Gray Sports Almanac off of Biff, and it's the same day that they start from in the third movie, where Marty has come back again to 1955 and needs the old 1955 Doc's help to go back to the Old West. So I hope I put clips in of all that stuff. But yes, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, because I'm probably gone on for like over half an hour by now. But yeah, Gigawatt, I love him. I'm going to bring in the packaging just because, again, he's awesome. My favorite Transformer of 2015, or not 2015, I'm getting my dates confused now. So yeah, of 2020, because I am a huge Back to the Future fan. Let's see if I can grab something. Yeah, this will do it. I do have a lot more stuff, but I have, and you can't even really see, this is, Marty's hat from the future, the color hat, changing color hat. But yeah, I do have a lot more Back to the Future stuff, but it's like all in boxes and stuff, because I still haven't done like a good collection room at the new house here. But yes, once again, I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. I was so excited when this guy came out that I bought 3 of them. I have one in opened here. I have one in package, and I actually have one that is still in like the shipping box that he came in. So I actually have 3 right now, and he is awesome. I cannot recommend him enough. But yeah, I'm going to cut myself off before I go on too long. I just cannot stop gushing about this figure. He is so amazing. Do wish that this was a little easier to do, though. But yeah, that's kind of my only complaint about him. He could have a little bit more color and detail picked out. I do wish that the vehicle mode here, instead of just, it's kind of just like this bare, I think it's like bare plastic. Yeah, it does seem to be the same color as the plastic. It does have like this grain effect on it, which is nice. But I do wish they actually painted this so it looked like the stainless steel from the movie and stuff. But obviously that would have been a lot of paint. But it would have been nice. Maybe I'll do that to one of my extra ones. Maybe I'll pick up a 4th one if I ever see them on sale. And yeah, do that myself. But yeah, I have to cut myself off because I love this figure. I cannot, and again, if I keep doing these toy reviews, I have to learn to look at the screen here, right here, look at the screen, not at the figure in real life through here. You have to try and look through the lens here. Not the lens. What is it? The viewfinder. I guess you call it the viewfinder. It is my phone. But yes, that's Gigawatt. He's amazing. And I'm hoping to do more toy reviews in the future. So hopefully you guys like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys in the future. Yes, in the future.